Well, it looks like a little report came out today. Not a little report, but actually a very strong report came out that is really showing what's going on with manufacturing in the United States. I'm going to comment a little more on this because I think it's finally showing some reality to what's going on in manufacturing in the United States. And it's something that's interestingly came out after the election, not before. And there was indications before that showed, I would have said, well, let me put it this way, I'll cut right to the chase. There was the garbage index. The garbage index, like something that nobody looks at, but I was remarking on quite a number of times over 2012. The garbage index was the amount of garbage being trucked or moved around in trains was extremely low. It's like the lowest it's been since the depths of the recession in 2009. Yet it has supposedly has an extremely high correlation between the garbage index and the GDP. The GDP is showing up, but the garbage index is showing way down. And you know, our manufacturing numbers were looking great, especially around the Chicago area. Some of the numbers were coming in at 54, unexpectedly high, you know, before the election. Now, this is a different institution where I get the numbers from off of Bloomberg, where they're talking about the primary manufacturing index. This is actually the Institute of Supply Management. I'll show you the website. So our honey here is trying to start up the Harley, just like they're trying to start up the economy in the United States, you know. But I think everybody ought to stick with manufacturing and get away from the service acts area, because service, I don't know. I mean, it could be good and bad, but we got to get back to some manufacturing strength in the United States. And when this data looks bad, you know what happens? It's bad for all industrial metals, and silver's an industrial metal too. But don't worry about it. The reason I'm going to say this, I'll give you some other facts. I showed yesterday where gold and silver coin sales from the U.S. Mint were like through the roof. I mean, just exploding, right? Remember that? I don't know if you look at that chart from yesterday displayed from the U.S. Mint on my last yesterday update for silver, but U.S. Mint sales are super strong. And actually, even today, we're doing ETF sales where people are buying into physical. You know, I know a lot of people. I don't like buying ETFs too. I have some, but people are buying physical metals by electronically, because somebody's going to store it for them. You know, like PSLV and SLV and all that stuff. And you know, I know the deal with all that stuff. But anyway, it's something that's going on unabated. So what happened here is, like, a lot of traders figured, hey, damn it, you know, it's bad for the economy, let's short everything. So they got all these, leveraged financial instruments that can really short the crap out of different things like silver, copper, gold, even anything that's considered a risk asset, in their minds. But, it's like a very temporary thing, because what's really going on behind the scenes, the physical is being bought up. Now, is that actually manipulation? Like, somebody's out there to making a I wouldn't really call it that. In the way I'm going to say it, it's just going to be a very temporary thing. So chill out. Don't worry about it. So here was the news. Basically came out at the end of the day yesterday, I think it was. The Institute for Supply Management, ISM, said yesterday, Monday, which was December 3rd, today's December 4th, 2012, the index of U.S. factory activity fell to its lowest since July 2009. Now, I've been very suspicious of the numbers that I've been seeing for the primary manufacturing. That's something different. These guys don't do the primary manufacturing index, but when those numbers are coming out for the primary manufacturing index, especially regions of the country, they're showing, like, Chicago area, 54, unexpectedly high. This is all before the election. So, like, I have a big, strong, well, how is that a suspicion, or how about an indication that the garbage index was showing very poor, very bad, yet the GDP was way up and the manufacturing was looking good in the United States? The garbage index is probably showing what was really going on. The manufacturing in the United States is pretty bad. And look what's going on in Detroit. Detroit's like falling apart, right? That was one of our biggest manufacturing areas going, with cars and all the other associated industries. That, it's not just GM, Ford, and all that. There's a whole bunch of associated industries out there making dashboards and components for all these cars, right? It could be a little electronic chip or whatever the hell it is. That whole town just fell apart. And Chicago though, manufacturing's way up. Okay, this is after the election, so the ISM probably broke the news. And you can look at the, just the website one right here, ism.ws, and you can look at the report online. I'll post a link. You can call up this road. She has her number here. Don't call her up. I don't know. If you want any more information about it, you could see the report. But this is what caused traders to sell off. And yesterday I was showing this thing, J.P. Morgan's Global Manufacturing, Primary Manufacturing Index. It's going up. It's actually bullish for the metals. And I guess there's a conflict between, one set of data versus another, but whatever. The reality is that people are still buying coins like crazy, and are even buying ETFs like crazy. Even when this news happened, when this stuff come down, it's brought down gold and silver and platinum, palladium, and oil. Hey, people are still buying into the metals big time. It's like they realize what's going on. I wouldn't really call this like manipulation, like in the sense that some people in the silver world say what really is going on is like they saw the news and traders get too much on one side, and they're going to jump off that bandwagon and probably go to the other side, so you might see a pretty hard spring back. So that's what I think is going to happen. So chill out, don't worry about it. And the problem is going to be with in government, it's going to be the fiscal cliff. I know that I've been reading more details about that. I don't want to get into all the gory details. I know the Republicans put out like a compromise now, which was based upon a plan that was put out by a Democrat under the Clinton administration a long time ago. So, but the Republicans are probably going to give in on some of the tax cuts. I'll guarantee you that. And I don't know. It's but you know what it tells me in general, though. This is that they're not going to be able to agree. They're just going to keep what they're probably really going to agree on is raising the debt ceiling higher and higher and higher, which is going to make the U.S. dollar less and less attractive in commodities. I mean, it's not just gold, but anything that's a real asset is going to be more attractive than the U.S. dollar. But today with this global manufacturing data looking bad, well, it's actually the primary manufacturing index actually looking bad. Traders all jumped on one side, but globally the PMI is going up. So I think it's a very temporary trend. And just to recap again, gold sales and for coins from U.S. Mint, gold and silver, it's going through the roof. And even today, buying of ETFs, even buying electronically, the sales have not diminished one bit. It's actually increasing. So news is actually good. It's a very temporary blip, and she will, the U.S. will get its manufacturing going again. I'm almost sure of this. Some of this stuff is going to change pretty quickly because, well, it's usually when there's a low, there's always it goes to a high. Everything goes in cycles. So that's something. Looking forward, the future for gold and silver is extremely bright. And this is just some type of news that brought it down today. That's all it is, the news story.